name's Richard Deindoerfer. I live in Lenore City. We are here at Civil War Theater and have enjoyed the great performance. My great-great-grandfather was in the Union in the 7th Mounted Infantry, and they were stationed in Athens, Tennessee to do guerrilla warfare, like cleanup at the end of the Civil War. They were mustered in like November of '64, and they mustered out in July of '65. They had a lot of skirmishes in Athens where the bushwhackers and guerrillas would come over and have some skirmishes and steal goods. They were all quite depleted of stuff, and a lot of it was just needing to steal things. And they would take off, and my great-great-grandfather's company would hightail it over to Murphy, North Carolina, and be back in 3 days. It's all talked about in some after-action reports that I studied out of Tennessee Civil War source book. And anyway, it's quite interesting.
Do you know what his name was?
Joshua Ammons. They migrated in late 1700s into Monroe County area, and interesting story. Had a name change in our family we didn't know about until a couple years ago. Originally it was Joshua Ammons, was the great-great-grandfather. At the end of the Civil War, according to an affidavit, he shot and killed a man in some of this guerrilla action, and the brother of this man was Jasper White, and he followed after quite a few years. It ended up being like 10-12 years. They followed and tried to find the man that had killed his brother. And so my great-great-grandfather ended up taking his family. He had a whole bunch of kids, and they went from Tellico Plains area up to Bowling Green, Kentucky. After a while, the same man's brother found where he was, and he followed him up there, and he took his family and moved to Clay County, Tennessee, and changed his name to Asbury, Henry Asbury. And that's what my great-grandfather had to change his name from Newton Ammons to Newton Asbury as about a 14-year-old, and then never talk about it again. And then he's the one that had my grandmother, Maudie Asbury. So my mother was quite shocked when she found out her maiden name was, or her mother's maiden name was not Asbury, but actually Ammons. And we know this all from Civil War Pension Bureau records, where they have the alias written down, and a sworn affidavit in 1925 from the Civil War Pension Bureau. So anyway, quite an interesting history, but it all started in Athens, where my great-great-grandfather was in the Mounted Infantry. So anyway, that's probably enough.